COD BO4 was Activision's 2018 release for Call of Duty. The launch for the game was controversial at best, and it's been forgotten almost 3 years later. Despite its rocky road, I've actually enjoyed Black Ops 4 quite a lot. I played it religiously after its release, and I've recently come back to it again. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on what Black Ops 4 has to offer and why I still play it. So if you're afraid of opinions, I recommend clicking off this video and going somewhere else. Before Black Ops 4 even came out, lots of COD fans didn't even like it. It was the first COD game to have no campaign, and in place of it was Blackout, the first Call of Duty Battle Royale, except for COD Online. The previous COD release, COD World War II, came out before Fortnite took the world by storm, so it didn't have a Battle Royale, and World War II was trying to stick to COD's roots anyways. Since fans generally disliked Black Ops 3's campaign, the stars aligned and Treyarch did Blackout instead. Even though the campaign was sacrificed, people didn't seem to mind Blackout very much. It doesn't compare to Warzone in game mechanics, but I personally had a lot of fun with it.
No, use RPG and blow up the car too. Lock him in the corner. Lock up. Oh shit!
It's also worth noting that Blackout had a lot of cool zombies related content, including zombies locations, quests to unlock characters, and mini bosses. Zombies fans were actually excited for Black Ops 4's launch because it had 4 zombies maps at release. One of them, Classified, was included in the season pass. After players got their hands on the maps, they were disappointed because of the lack of replayability. By the time the 4th DLC came out for Black Ops 4, the only people interested in zombies were the storyline followers. Half the zombies maps followed a different storyline than the main one seen in World at War through Black Ops 3. Then it was completely dropped for Cold War zombies. The 4 maps following the Aether story were all some sort of remakes of old maps in previous games, even the final map of the whole series. As for the gameplay itself, I agree that the maps lacked replayability, and each map was either a hit or a miss, some of them needlessly complicated and just annoying to play. Fuck you, Voyage of Despair. The game mechanics of the perks and elixirs were just plain terrible. Zombies was so bugged on release, you could load into a real match with custom modifiers, do an infinite specialist weapon glitch, or stand in spots outside the match. Whether you indulge in these bugs or not was entirely up to you, but the fact Treyarch let it happen was still laughable. The redeemable aspects of BO4 Zombies was that a few of the maps were actually enjoyable despite the mechanics, and the freedom of customizing your own match. You could play on different difficulty levels, play with custom mutations, or try new modes like Rush and Gauntlet. Black Ops 4's multiplayer launch was also quite controversial. Many players weren't pleased with the idea of manual healing, and health bar displays were last used in Infinite Warfare. Locking players out of certain specialists that were being used worried lots of players, because it looked like COD was going in the direction of an ability and teamwork based game, and since there were 5 players on each team instead of 6 for some modes like Domination and S&D. This didn't turn out to be the case. Whether the healing and longer time to kill in BO4 is a bad thing is subjective. Same thing goes for the specialists. Being on the receiving end of a powerful specialist weapon or ability is frustrating, but using them yourself is lots of fun. I personally enjoy Black Ops 4's multiplayer, but that opinion is probably a little biased. People tend to enjoy things they're good at, so I like Black Ops 4 multiplayer. It's not that I'm not good at more recent Call of Duty games either, but there's one important difference between them and BO4 that stopped me from enjoying them the same way I enjoy BO4. Skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking was introduced in Modern Warfare 2019, and it led to an ongoing controversy that was never really solved. It was implemented in MW suddenly and without warning. Players waited for it to be addressed by Infinity Ward, but I remember them refusing to address it because they claimed it wasn't a bug that needed addressing, it was a feature. SBMM was the most frustrating thing in multiplayer for any experienced player, because the system completely catered to noobs. Even when I was doing good, I felt like I was making backwards progress. Major weapon balancing issues led to high skill lobbies being full of players using the same weapons, and trying to use random weapons for fun was a death wish. SBMM also caused lobbies to be split up after every single match in MW, so short rivalries we shared in every other COD game were no more. I remember farming my KD to go down by killing myself with a rocket launcher repeatedly, but I eventually just gave up on Modern Warfare. Even though MW 2019 had one of the best multiplayers in a while, and it was still a lot of fun, it was a shame that SBMM made it that much less enjoyable for so many players like myself. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War also used skill-based matchmaking, and at that point I was already completely disinterested in the game's multiplayer and only bought the game for zombies. Black Ops 4's competition with other COD games is probably one reason it's hardly remembered. It was followed up by Modern Warfare, which, despite everything, had a very popular multiplayer, battle royale, and a good campaign. Cold War's multiplayer wasn't recognized as much, but it had a solid and experimental zombies mode, including the new Outbreak mode. Something to note is that both Modern Warfare and Cold War multiplayer used kill streaks instead of score streaks. The Modern Warfare perk to use score streaks was unlocked at level 49, and you would need to sacrifice other valuable perks. Kill streaks are, in my opinion, miles worse than score streaks because you have no incentive to play objective or help the team in any other way like destroying streaks and equipment. Modern Warfare also had a much harder to obtain weapon camos than any other COD game. Previous COD games also held some things over Black Ops 4. Black Ops 3 was a banger, all except for the campaign. It was the first and last COD game to use advanced movement correctly as well, but its multiplayer is dead now, and I only go back to Black Ops 3 for zombies. Infinite Warfare didn't have a popular multiplayer, but the zombies mode was fun for me even though it copied a lot from Black Ops 3. It still tried to be zany and unique. Spaceland and Redwood out of map glitches in public matches was fucking hilarious. I will never not appreciate Infinite Warfare zombies. COD World War II had one of the most recognized multiplayers in a while, but it was competing with Fortnite at its release, and by the time World War II's life cycle was over, I think they changed a lot of the game mechanics for the worse. World War II Zombies was trying too hard and was uninnovative, so everybody forgot about that, but at least they had a good campaign from what I've heard. One of the main reasons I enjoy Black Ops 4 so much, especially nowadays, is because of the current state of the game. Any older COD games are dead by now, or their decent features were ruined by the end of their lifespans. I even think Warzone was ruined when they tried to fuse Modern Warfare Warzone with Cold War. Black Ops 4 was made free on PlayStation Plus for July, so there's been an influx of new players. It's the newest COD game without skill-based matchmaking, has score streaks by default, and it holds an active player base. There's even double XP and Battle Pass tier weekends. I'm usually against battle passes, but BO4's battle pass is completely free, and it's going to stay on the Dark Divide battle pass until the end of time. After reaching tier 50, you can get reserve cases for every tier. Reserves can be exchanged for items in the shop now, including all additional weapons and variants from crates or previous seasons. Daily challenges and contracts can also grant reserves, so it gives me a side goal while playing multiplayer and an incentive to go back to zombies every now and then to complete a zombies contract. I still stay away from Blackout nowadays though. Overall, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was a game I enjoyed even after its unfavorable release, and I can still return to it without much hesitation. I can appreciate that multiplayer and Blackout were both experimental, as without Blackout, Warzone wouldn't have been as good as it was. I'm still biased because I ended up getting Dark Matter, but I would recommend trying Black Ops 4 again if you have the chance. Well, that's all folks. Subscribe or you're gay.